Good morning, guys. JunkGuysdfw.net, guys. Another training tips because I'm on a train, actually, so that's why I do these training trips, usually on this train. So today we're going to talk about what is the best website for you to build your website for your business in junk removal. We're just going to get right into it. You know, the most popular ones that people always ask me about is GoDaddy, Wix, but there's so many more that are available to you, and then I'm going to let you know the one I use. Also, there's HostGator, and then there's WordPress. Okay, out of all of those, the one that's free is WordPress. WordPress just has a free where you have to buy the domain, but you can build the website on their cloud. I guess platform that they use for free. Here's one thing I want to say. The easiest, let's go down the line from the easiest website builder that they have out there online right now that uses a cloud storage. It is easily going to be GoDaddy. GoDaddy has an easy plug and play system where you just have to drag things from one screen to another one, kind of like Wix. Wix is the same thing. Wix has a plug and play thing. I just find it a lot more easier to use GoDaddy than Wix because I understand GoDaddy. Now, I also have a website that's actually a Wix website. When I first started out, I started messing around, and that's maybe something y'all would like to do. When you first start out, you're trying to decide which website you want to use or which hosting you want to use. I'll tell you something, go out there and start looking around and see which one would fit you a lot better. Okay, Wix and GoDaddy use a plug and play mentality. In other words, if you want to drag a title to your website, you just grab it and you drag it and then you just write what you want to do. JunkGuysdfw.net, whatever you think the name of your site is going to be. Another thing is, I'll tell you something. It's easy to put social media on any of these website builders, and when I say website builders, means that it's a plug and play situation. Okay, GoDaddy's really good at it. Wix is really good at it. The most complicated one out of all of them is easily going to be WordPress. WordPress is a very difficult application to use. If you know how to use WordPress and you're watching my video, you're saying, oh, WordPress is hard, it's because you know how to work it and I don't. Okay, I've tried WordPress in the past and it was just a lot more difficult for me to use it, especially after you finish using Wix and GoDaddy as your website builder, and then you go somewhere like WordPress and they're like using ancient stuff. You're like learning how to turn the wheel, or and build the wheel. I will tell you something else, guys. Out of those three, before Gator.com also is a website builder. It is just not, the functionality isn't that great, so I don't really bring it up. And I'm not going to talk about Gator that much. Let's just talk about WordPress, GoDaddy, and Wix, okay? And then I'm going to bring up my favorite. And my favorite is easily going to be the one that I use on a daily basis, okay? So, as we're talking about functionality when it comes to a website, I would lean on website builder, GoDaddy. GoDaddy, I have plenty of websites that are GoDaddy. Again, it is the plug and play mentality that I love about all of it. Wix is not that bad either, but I had problems ranking on Wix, and that's why I don't use Wix that much. Now, WordPress, out of all those three, to rank higher and what's good for SEO is WordPress. I think WordPress associates itself better with Google than any of the other three website builders. So the reason I'm doing this video is because the question came up to me by one of my subscribers, was the fact that which website builder would you use if you started all over, and that would be GoDaddy. But I still haven't told you which is my favorite one. Okay, now what exactly do you need when you start a business? What exactly do you need to start building a website? Well, first you need the URL. And what is the URL? The URL is the www.//http stuff. That is a URL, and the URL is your name, junkguysdfw.net, junkguysdfw.com. That is the URL. The URL in any website builder that you do buy, or that you're building a website, you have to buy that. It's usually about between $9 to about $15, and And that's for the whole year. That means you actually own that address. That is your address. That is your URL, internet address. Okay, that means anytime someone wants to go to it, they go to that URL, they go to that website address that you have. Okay. Now, saying that, any of these WordPress, Gator.com, GoDaddy, Wix, they all offer URLs, and they're all in the same range of about $8 to $15. So you're not really going to get a great deal if you're thinking of shopping for $8. It doesn't really matter. I think GoDaddy sells them for about $12 a year. So I use GoDaddy's platform, and then I use their website builder at the same time. So that's why usually I'm just stuck using GoDaddy as my website builder. Now, inside the application is a totally different game. Inside the application of GoDaddy, if you buy the URL from GoDaddy, they offer you a fee of about 15 or 20 bucks for them to host your website. In other words, your website will be on their servers, okay? And that means that they will always own your website. All the information that you put and build, the website builder will be on their servers and it will be in their cloud, so they will always own it, but you can fix it whenever you want. Now, it's your address, but the cloud service, until you stop paying them, they will always own it. Now, Wix is the same thing. WordPress is the same thing. So, again, these people offer that service on a monthly basis. It's usually about 20 bucks. It's usually about $30. It's you know, anytime you're building a website, someone has to host it, and to host it, it costs about $20 to $30 a month. Okay. The only person that doesn't do that is WordPress. WordPress doesn't have any hosting. I mean, you can do hosting, and it's extra for like super hosting. They'll host your website, but it costs more. But they have a minimal website builder that's pretty difficult. They'll host your site for free. Okay. Necessarily, I wouldn't go with them because the website builder really sucks. Of course, if it's free, it's going to suck. But I know a lot of people who have a lot of success with WordPress sites, and they work great for them. Okay, so that's not a problem. Now, here's where the part is where I'm going to tell you what I use for most of my website, and it's going to be a total surprise to you. If you own a Gmail account, my #1 website builder and website URL purchasing will be from Google. I use Google every day of my life with scheduling, Gmail, my phone. Even I upload on the Google server most of these videos and then upload them to YouTube. So there you go. I use Google Sites. If you have a Gmail account, you automatically get a Google site. And it's all about just building the website. The URL, you can buy it from Google. It's usually about $10. And then you can go and use that URL to build your website on Google Sites. So just look for just Google Sites. First, you have to log in with your email, and then look for Google Sites. And it's a plug-and-play mentality. It's a very easy plug-and-play mentality. And I'm going to tell you, Google Sites do rank. Now, imagine this. It's owned by Google. Your 90% of the world uses Google search engine to find anything. Why wouldn't they kind of lean more on their product like Google Sites? So that is the main reason I use Google for Sites to host all my websites. I have about 25 free websites from Google. Now, what is the hosting? The host